Yulee, Florida, a town where time seemed to drift by, cradled by the comforting rhythm of southern life. A place where neighbors knew each other, and secrets whispered through the wind like Spanish moss swaying from ancient oaks. But beneath the surface of this tranquil town, a darkness lurked, a mystery that would shatter the peaceful facade and expose the vulnerability hidden beneath. This is the story of Jolene Cummings, a young mother who vanished without a trace, leaving behind a void that echoed through the heart of Yulee. Her disappearance, a wound that refused to heal, became a chilling tale whispered on front porches and in hushed tones at the local diner. It's a story of a small town grappling with the unthinkable, a community desperately seeking answers in the face of an enigma that defied explanation. Yulee, once a haven of peace, now found itself caught in the grip of a mystery that threatened to consume it. The disappearance of Jolene Cummings was not just a crime, it was a story that spoke to the fragility of life, the darkness that could lurk beneath the surface of any town, no matter how idyllic it seemed. And as days turned into weeks, then months, the question lingered in the air like the humid Florida heat. What happened to Jolene Cummings? Jolene Cummings was more than just a name on a missing person poster. She was a daughter, a sister, a mother of 3 young children. Her life was a tapestry woven with the threads of love, laughter, and the everyday joys of a life rooted in the simple beauty of Yulee. Her smile, they say, could light up a room, and her laughter was infectious. She was the heart of her family, her presence a warm and comforting constant in their lives. Jolene, like many in Yulee, lived a life intertwined with the rhythms of the town. She was a familiar face at the local grocery store, her children in tow, her laughter echoing through the aisles. She was a devoted mother, her life revolving around the well-being of her children. They were her world, and she theirs. The bond they shared was undeniable, a testament to the love that flowed between them. But Jolene's life was not without its complexities. Behind the bright smile, she carried the weight of life's challenges, the burdens that come with raising a family, navigating relationships, and simply trying to make ends meet. Despite the struggles, Jolene faced them with a resilience that spoke to the strength of her character. She was a fighter, a survivor, determined to provide the best possible life for her children, even when the path ahead was uncertain. May 12, 2018. It began like any other day in Yulee. The sun rose over the flat Florida landscape, casting its golden light on the quiet streets. But as the day wore on, a sense of unease began to settle over Jolene's family. She was nowhere to be found. Her phone went unanswered. Her usual routines were disrupted. A chilling silence had taken her place. Frantic calls were made, messages left unanswered. A growing sense of dread began to creep in, replacing the initial hope that Jolene was simply delayed, caught up in the day-to-day chaos of life. But as hours turned into days, the fear solidified into a terrifying reality. Jolene was gone. The investigation began in earnest, authorities combing through Jolene's life, searching for clues, for any indication of what might have happened. Her car was found at her workplace, untouched, adding another layer of mystery to her disappearance. Had she left willingly? Had she been taken? The questions multiplied, each one a sharp, agonizing barb in the hearts of those who loved her. As the investigation into Jolene's disappearance intensified, a name surfaced, a name shrouded in enigma and a past tangled in a web of deceit. Kimberly Kessler, also known as Jennifer Seibert, emerged as a figure of interest, her connection to Jolene's workplace casting a long shadow over the case. The more investigators dug, the more complex and unsettling her story became. Kimberly Kessler was a phantom, a woman who seemed to exist in the periphery, always on the edge of things, never quite revealing her true self. The investigation unearthed a series of aliases, a string of identities she had shed and adopted with an ease that suggested a deeply ingrained pattern of deception. Who was Kimberly Kessler, and what secrets did she hold? Behind the aliases and the manufactured personas, a darker truth began to emerge. Kimberly Kessler's past was a mosaic of half-truths and outright fabrications, a testament to her ability to manipulate and deceive. Her history was littered with accusations of fraud, theft, and a pattern of behavior that hinted at a deep-seated instability. The woman who stood at the center of the Jolene Cummings investigation was a chameleon, a master of disguise who seemed to slip effortlessly between identities, leaving behind a trail of confusion and unanswered questions. Section 5. Echoes in the Silence. The Investigation. The investigation into Jolene Cummings' disappearance was a labyrinth of dead ends and fleeting clues. Authorities meticulously pieced together the fragments of her final days, chasing shadows and whispers of information. The focus narrowed on Kimberly Kessler, her presence in Jolene's life, and her inexplicable disappearance, coinciding with Jolene's vanishing. The evidence, though circumstantial, was chilling. Traces of Jolene's blood were found in the hair salon where she worked alongside Kimberly Kessler. Security camera footage captured Kimberly Kessler engaging in suspicious activities, her movements betraying a sense of panic and a desperate attempt to cover her tracks. The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place, but the picture they painted was far from complete. The investigation became a relentless pursuit of truth, a race against time to uncover what happened to Jolene. Detectives interviewed friends, family, and acquaintances, searching for any piece of information that could shed light on Jolene's whereabouts. The investigation stretched beyond the borders of Yulee, investigators following the thread of Kimberly Kessler's past across state lines, hoping to find something, anything, that could lead them to Jolene. Section 6. The Mask of Sanity. A Psychological Labyrinth. As the investigation deepened, so too did the psychological intricacies of the case. Kimberly Kessler's psyche emerged as a complex and unsettling landscape, a labyrinth of contradictions and manipulations. Her history of aliases, her fabricated past, and her erratic behavior painted a portrait of a woman struggling with a fractured sense of self. The question arose, was Kimberly Kessler a cunning criminal, or was she a woman lost in the depths of her own psychological turmoil? Psychiatrists and psychologists were brought in to dissect her behavior, to delve into the depths of her mind and unlock the secrets she held. Their assessments revealed a woman capable of immense deception, a master manipulator who could present a facade of normalcy while harboring a storm of chaos beneath the surface. Was this a calculated act of evil, or a desperate attempt to cling to a reality of her own making? The psychological complexities of the case added an unnerving dimension to the investigation. It challenged investigators to look beyond the surface, to decipher the language of madness and manipulation. Was Kimberly Kessler a mastermind, carefully orchestrating a crime and crafting a persona to conceal her true intentions? Or was she a victim of her own fractured psyche, her actions driven by forces beyond her control? The line between sanity and madness blurred, leaving investigators to grapple with the chilling possibility that the truth lay somewhere in the shadowy space between. The disappearance of Jolene Cummings had a profound impact on the small town of Yulee. The close-knit community, once defined by its tranquility, found itself grappling with a collective trauma. Fear replaced familiarity, suspicion clouded once unquestioning trust. The case became a constant hum in the background of everyday life, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability that lay beneath the surface of their peaceful town. The town's resilience was tested as the investigation stretched on, weeks bleeding into months, then years. The anguish of Jolene's family reverberated throughout Yulee, their pain a shared burden carried by a community desperately seeking answers. Vigils were held, search parties organized, hope flickering in the darkness like a fragile flame. Yulee became a town of whispers, the case woven into the fabric of their lives. Theories abounded, speculation fueled by the lack of concrete answers. The mystery of Jolene's disappearance became a shared narrative, a story that bound them together in a web of fear, uncertainty, and a shared yearning for justice. The unresolved mystery of Jolene Cummings' disappearance cast a long shadow over Yulee. The once familiar streets now held an unspoken tension, the friendly faces tinged with a hint of suspicion. The sense of community, once a source of comfort and strength, was now fractured by the weight of the unknown. The unsettling truth was that the idyllic facade of Yulee had been shattered, revealing the vulnerability that lay beneath. The case became a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that darkness could lurk in the most unexpected places. It forced the community to confront the unsettling reality that even in a town like Yulee, where life seemed to move at a slower pace, where everyone knew their neighbor, evil could seep in through the cracks. The unsolved mystery served as a constant reminder of the fragility of life, the unpredictable nature of fate, and the enduring power of hope. Years have passed since Jolene Cummings vanished from Yulee, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a void that refuses to be filled. While Kimberly Kessler remains the prime suspect, the lack of concrete evidence in Jolene's body has left the case in a state of agonizing uncertainty. The legal proceedings continue, but the quest for definitive answers remains elusive. The lingering questions torment those who knew and loved Jolene. What truly transpired on that fateful day in May 2018? Where is Jolene, and will her loved ones ever have the closure they so desperately crave? The unanswered questions echo in the silence, a constant reminder of the incomplete narrative that haunts their lives. The search for truth continues, fueled by the unwavering determination of those who refuse to let Jolene's memory fade. Investigators remain committed to unraveling the intricate threads of the case, pursuing every lead, no matter how faint, in the hope of finally bringing closure to Jolene's story. The unsolved mystery of Jolene Cummings continues to cast a long shadow over Yulee, Florida. Her disappearance serves as a chilling reminder of the vulnerability that lies beneath the surface of even the most idyllic communities. The case stands as a testament to the enduring power of hope, the unwavering determination to seek justice, and the profound impact that one life can have on a community. Jolene's story is not just a local tragedy, it's a universal tale of loss, resilience, and the quest for truth. It speaks to the fragility of life, the enduring strength of love, and the unwavering hope that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, the light of truth will eventually prevail. The case of Jolene Cummings is a story that continues to unfold, a mystery that refuses to be forgotten. It serves as a reminder that even in the smallest of towns, secrets can lurk beneath the surface, and that the pursuit of justice is a journey that requires unwavering commitment, enduring hope, and the belief that even in the darkest of times, the truth will eventually emerge.